Hello guys, my name is Ben and I talk about anime. Yes guy, I know, my English is so bad, but I hope you can understand me. Well, subscribe to my channel and enjoy watching this video. Let's go. L visited his parents in Lalakusa and fought together with Ruri against a tricky demon Loki. Meanwhile, back in the capital, Phallus has an emotional goodbye with her father, the king, and he apologizes for failing her. Elle and Ruri make it back to the guild, and Helen gets jealous of Ruri's relationship with Elle, even flexing her demonic powers. The next day, in the fields, a boy is picking some of the fruits, but Elle catches him. Ruri and Helen arrive to help out on the farm, but Elle is losing it as a boy. The girls are surprised. Elle is so angry, but he is just annoyed that his fruit was picked before. They were ready for harvest, and he yells at the boy. The boy apologizes at his stomach, growls. Elle gives him a cabbage instead, and the boy is blown away. The boy is brought to tears, but it tastes and happily runs off. Helen mentions that while I was away there have been monster attack, which has blocked off trade with other countries and caused the price of food to increase, making it hard on the poor. They suddenly hear a bell signaling a monster attack, and they quickly head over to help out the sea is being attacked by a huge swarm of monsters, while the guards and adventurers struggle to defend. Helen shows off her demonic transformation and fights with her new demonic powers. Al charges with his hoe and sends the monsters flying, but eventually they begin to get overwhelmed by the seemingly endless number of monsters. Suddenly kings from the kingdom of Entersburg arrive, threatening the monsters to leave or else face the war. Of their holy sword Leftian, the monsters all back away and retreat, while Elle is surprised there is a sword they can repel monsters. Later that night, all polishes he trusts Yehoe and falls with it to say goodbye. Elle is confused about what he means, and she tells him that she will not be returning there. Meeting is cut short as her maid tells her it's time to go. She thanks him from everything, and Elle is left feeling confused. A few days later, the monsters have stopped attacking and things are back to normal. Elle is visited by the young boy and his mother. The mother apologizes for her son and tells Elle that if he ever needs a terrier, he can visit her in town. They end up buying more vegetables from Elle, and they leave. Elle is suddenly surprised by Rick's appearance. Elle gets another letter from his mother, and Rick also gives him a copy of the paper, which shocks him as he reads it as a guild. Helen and Ruri are also looking at the paper. They learn that Phallus is getting married to the prince of the Antiesburg. Helen wonders it is a political marriage to get Aniesburg to protect their country. Ruri finds it strange how the monsters retreated from the knights, because monsters are supposed to be able to understand human worlds. Elle suddenly arrives and tells them to read his letter. It's filled with his mother saying she loves him, and Elle gets embarrassed and rips it up. He hands them another page, and the girls read his mother's report on the monster attacks. She had heard of the attacks, and he did her own investigation to make sure Elle was safe, but she ended up finding out that the Holy Sword of Antisberg is just a regular sword without any special powers. The girls are shocked at how she could know this, but Elle tells them to keep reading. They learn his mother was able to figure this out because she used it to be the commander of the Shadows puppets. They are suddenly shocked to hear the Shadows puppets, but Elle is clueless of what they mean. They tells him that the Shadows puppets are the most elite groups of CS, able to discover any secret. Elle is shocked to hear this about his mother, and they continue to read on and turns out the monsters. They are being summoned by a demon in Andersberg, but his beloved was taken, and he was forced to send the monsters to attack. They come to the conclusions that Andersberg sent the monsters to attack so they could pose as protectors and demand the marriage of Princess Phallus. Elle is determined to save the princess, but this actually surprises the girls because Phallus had always used her disguise magic when they were together. Elle quickly corrects himself, saying that as citizens it is their duty to save the princess, and manages to win them over. Helen tells him it will be hard to get into Andersberg, but Elle reveals he has recruited Rix as their guide. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of Anti, we meet the Prince Netulitz as he meets with the various leaders who wants his protection from the monster attacks. He says that there is only so much he can do with one holy sword, and they'll try to offer him exponential deals from his protection. Later Middles is overjoyed with how his plan is going and orders the demon Gechels to attack even more counters. However, Gezel wants to stop the attack, not waiting to see more of his comrades be sacrificed, but Nautilus beats him and reminds him that he has his girlfriend captured. Fala suddenly comes in and tells him he can treat his severance like that a guard. Comes in and reports that there is a daily on the carriage for their ceremony, and the prince loses it, but realizes that Falas is watching. He tries to compose himself and tells her he is looking forward to their ceremony. Falas returns to her room and wishes she could see Elle again, but Nellis is outside and wonders who she is thinking. The next day, Elle visits the tailor to pick up some outfits and promises to bring them more vegetables. Elle joins up with the others and Rick tells them the plan. He tells them to pose his merchants for the ceremony to get in and find the hostage, while he will gather monsters so they can expose. Prince Natuli's holy sword is a fake. Helen is confused how he can gather monsters, and Rick reveals he's actually a demon. They're all shocked, and Rick explains he's also a member of the Shadow Puppets and was taken as Belle's mother. When he was young, he reveals that there are quite a number of demons that blend in with humans, and apparently the demon being treated fell in love with a human girl, but ended up in the hands on the prince. Elsewhere they will save everyone, and they come on their mission. They arrive at Antisberg and successfully make it past the gates. Alice confided with their disguise posing as a farmates, but the girls are not very impressed. They go over their plan, which is to sneak into the castle and rescue the Zell's sweetheart, and they take her to the church so they can get Kezel to confess that Holy Sword's power is fake. As Alice heads to the castle, he is instantly stopped by Art. He says he is delivering vegetables to the castle, thinking his plan is foolproof, but the guard finds him suspicious, and they end up getting chased by all the guards. Helen tells Elle to go on unhand and throws him into the castle. Elle happens to land exactly in the right room and tells the girl to come with him so they can save Gazelle. The guards come running it, but Elle uses his vegetables and handles the guards. The girl is chained down and can't run, so Will ends up crying her while he runs from the guards. Elle ends up meeting up with the others too, but they have to quickly run, and they're getting chosen by all the guards they see. They charge, and the girls tell Elle to save Falas while they handle the guards inside. They charge. The ceremony is underway, and Falas says I do, and they go in for the kiss. Natalis is suddenly hit by the door as Elle bursts in. Falas is overjoyed to see him, but Natalius says that Elle is a villain here to capture the princess. Elle then tells everyone that the prince is a villain and his holy sword is a fake. Nelius asks if he has any proof, and even the king tells Elle that he has seen the sword's power, but Elle says he has proof, and Guar suddenly reports that the kingdom is under attack by monsters. We see Rix as he summons the monsters to attack the guests. Tell Nelius to use the sword, but as he calls for Gazelle, he sees him ruined with his beloved. Rix brings the prince the holy sword, but he hesitates to grab it. Elle says it's a fake and throws it at a monster, which destroyed it with a single bite. Gazelle then reveals the trap to everyone. He controls the monsters with a demon flute and says he was blackmailed by the prince to send monsters to attack the other counters. The king asks Els for the trap, but he just laughs and says they realize too late, and he has already sent a huge swarm of monsters to attack the capital. Gazelle is confused because he never made such a command, but Nelly say you can lure monsters, and by just breeding monsters carcasses, Nelly quotes saying it's already too late, but Rory and Helen burst in and says the capital won't fall so easily. After their last bout with the monsters, the guards and adventurers had asked Rory to retrain them. We see them as they hold their ground against the monsters. The king cries in gratitude and tells Falas she doesn't need to get married. The guards come rushing in and Nautilus orders them to capture. They introduce by the elf from Davon their weapons, and Rory and Alien reveal that the guards switch aside after they explained the princess evil deeds to them. Needles is outraged and charges of the king, but he gets stopped by Reddish, and Elle beats him up. Natal is taken away, and Falas jump on Elle, telling him that she loves him. Rory is confused and jealous of the princess. Elle tries to say it's always misunderstanding, but even the king thanks him and welcomes him into the family. As the king leaves, he is stopped by Rix, who hands him a letter proving that Natalis was just a pawn for someone else, and he warns the king to be careful. After that, they all celebrate the guild, and the guild masters tells Elle that everyone has been reduced him for quests, but Elle reminds him he just wants to be a farmer. Falas visits the guild and rewards the adventurers for their help defeating the capital. Helen wonders why it feels like she knows the princess and now panics Falas, returning her disguise. Elle can handle keeping the secret. Falas officially meets Rory and declares that she is the one that will be with Elle. Elle can handle them and just leave to tend the crops. He harvests his vegetables, but Rory and Falas have followed him. There he asks who he likes more, but Elle just tries to distract them, talking about his wickedables. Rui wonders if there is someone else that he likes, and Elle says that there is the girls are shocked to hear this, but Elle quickly runs away back. At his house, Elle looks at photo and reminds us over a girl called Olivia. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Well, you have been with you. See you later. Bye bye.